Now, secret number 3, how to make sure you're driving this in your business, okay? I see so many people not sitting in the driving lane, and I'll tell you what I mean about that. Some entrepreneurs say, I don't know how to do it, okay? Can you just do it for me? Most of the time now, I say, no, I'm not going to do it for you. In my experience, the businesses that we do a done-for-you service on are the businesses that don't actually succeed with the formula. Those that learn it and embrace it and make it their own and make themselves accountable for it are the ones that actually have success. You know, going back to me and the first speaker I worked with, I was not accountable for that, okay? I didn't hold myself accountable. You know, it's almost like I spent the money and that was gone, and this was a little bit of an occupation, if you like, you know, and I didn't do what I needed to do with it. I wasn't in the driving lane. One of my customers, Sue Stevenson, I love Sue. We were having a one-on-one session about her business. And so Sue uses the follow-up formula in many different places in her business. She uses it for automated webinars. She uses it for live webinars. She uses it for live webinars so that she can help parents. She wants to get as many people onto her webinar as she can, so she can help parents of anxious kids turn up to her webinars so that she can help the parents help the kids that are anxious, okay? And she described this for me, these 3 lanes, and I just had this explosion go off in my mind. It's like, oh my God, everything's just fallen into place here. And let me describe it to you. So we've got these 3 lanes in business, in life, in getting things done. And there's this first lane here that's usually thinking about it maybe, or not actively engaged in it, yeah? And then we've got this second lane here that's kind of, I call it the trying it on lane. And then we've got this third lane here, which I call the driving lane. And so let me explain to you. I used to smoke, and I smoked for 7 years. Let's call them my party days. You know, I'd go out drinking and have some cigarettes and smoke during the week. Every time I had a coffee, I had a cigarette. It was my 7 years between sports. You know, I was very sporty when I was younger, and I'm very sporty now, but there was this time where I thought I had to rebel. And so I smoked cigarettes. And so all the time I was smoking, I'm sitting in this lane. I am a smoker, okay? And then I jumped into this lane. I thought, I need to quit. And I was trying it during the week. I didn't smoke at all. No, I don't smoke during the week. Yeah, I'm quitting. I'm quitting, and I'm a quitter. That's all I did was I'm quitting, yeah? And then on the weekends, I'd go and have a drink with my mates, and out comes the cigarettes, and I'd smoke all weekend. I'd smoke a packet all weekend. Actually smoked more on the weekends than I did during the week, where I was quitting. And, you know, I'm trying it on. In actual fact, I'm giving myself a reason to say, oh no, I'm quitting. This is okay. I don't smoke during the week. I just smoke on weekends, and eventually this is going to pass. In actual fact, no. It is not going to pass. You will stay in that lane forever, okay? But then one day, my little sister came to Sydney when I was living in Sydney, and she was about 12 at the time. And she said to me, she said, Jason, we'd just taken Mum out for a birthday, actually. Mum and my little sister came up. She said, Jason, why do you still smoke? And I said, you know what, Alicia? And she said, you know, it's bad for you and this and that, and, you know, we don't want you to die and all of this sort of thing, sorts of things that come out of a 12-year-old's mouth. And it just hit. It was just the right thing I needed at the right time to give me that emotional connection. And I jumped into the I'm a non-smoker lane. This is I'm a non-smoker. This is I'm a quitter. And this is I'm a smoker lane. Yeah. And so I jumped into this lane, and then all of a sudden, I didn't smoke. I literally was smoking a cigarette. I butted it out. And I went to smoke actually 2 weeks later. I nearly caved 2 weeks later, and I picked up that cigarette. It's the most disgusting thing you'll ever taste in the world when you get your taste buds back. I picked it up and I haven't had another cigarette since. But I jumped into the I do not smoke lane. And it was only when I got into that lane, I was emotionally holding myself accountable for being that person. And it was easy for me then. Okay. And it's the same in business. So many of us are like me. I'm trying it on. I got this done for you service, and I tried it on. I tried to put all the responsibility on somebody else. But yeah, I'm going through this program. You know, I'm going through this program, and someone's doing it for me. I've paid all of this money, and yeah, I'm going to become an internet marketer. Rubbish. I was going to become an internet marketer. I'm sitting in this lane. And I see so many people come along as well that in my done for you service, when I had a done for you service, they'd come along and they'd jump into that lane. Yep, Jason's doing it for me. He's going to do it for me and put it all together. And they don't take any responsibility whatsoever. They don't take the responsibility to market their business. They don't take the responsibility to learn about what comes next. And as a result, they sit in this trying it on lane and never quite jump into the driving lane. So which lane are you going to be in? Which lane are you in right now? Going to be in the driving lane. Got to jump over a few hurdles to be in the driving lane. So I want you to meet Tom Hua. Tom came to me and he said, Jason, I need you to help me make these webinars great. He was doing a webinar series, okay? He was doing some live webinars and then automating it afterwards. And Tom wanted me to organize the follow-up for him. And I said, no. I said, look, Tom, this is what I need you to do to make it work. We went through the action, the trust, conversion. He said, no, don't be ridiculous. I'm just going to do what I've always done. And so he did what he'd always done, and he followed the old school internet marketer kind of process. Sell, 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 okay? And he got nothing in return. And when I say he got nothing in return, he ran the webinar, and he actually got no sales from the follow-up whatsoever. He got sales from the webinar, but he didn't get any sales from the follow-up. And I knew that he wasn't engaging in what he had to do. And he had to go through that process to learn that. And then he said, well, I haven't got enough return out of this. I have to do this. And he jumped into the driving lane then. So when he came back in the driving lane, I told him what he said to do, and he said no, but then he came back. So as a result of coming back, we implemented the action and the trust and the conversion, but we chunked it into small pieces. So, okay, we're going to do this action now. And he became responsible for the action. Then I said, okay, now we need to do this trust. And in Tom's case, we actually put in place 21 trust building emails, and it was too many. Didn't actually need to do that many, but we got a few extra incidental sales out of that as well. You know, we tested and found out that 5 is the sweet spot in there. But Tom got $57,000 in low ticket monthly recurring sales. This is just the sales for 1 month though, okay? $57,000 in sales, $197 a month, okay? And some in there at $97 a month, there was a downsell as well. So $57,334 in sales, $29,000 came from the webinar directly, $28,000 came from the follow-up. Now, it's only because Tom jumped into the driving lane because he had this problem, okay? He had this problem where he actually didn't get any returns when he was doing what he wanted to do. Jumped into the driving lane, put the action, trust, and conversion in place, where he made the extra money. So he doubled his income, basically, doubled the sales on this as a result of putting that action, trust, and conversion in place that he wouldn't have done hadn't he have jumped into that driving lane, okay? The driving lane, I've seen a few excuses come up where those excuses are literally the things that are holding you back from jumping into the driving lane. You're trying it on kind of thing. You know, you're running a webinar, you're doing an ad campaign, you're trying it on. Need you to drive, okay? I need you to get in there and drive.